tuned into another episode of WAGM Minute Podcast. I am Gam, and tonight, y'all, I have a special guest co-host by the name of Skeeta G. So, how are you, sir?
How you doing today? I'm doing fine.
Glad you could join us. Well, join me today.
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for a long time for this.
You know what? Let's go. Let's get right into it because we're gonna fight because it was all. Hold on, I'm put the camera on me because I'm serious on this. It was always something when it came to this guy over here, my co-host today. It was always something. We'll schedule it. Da da da. Never happened. Schedule it. Never happened. And here we are today, which is like the third or fourth time. So we're here, and we're gonna get it done, right?
This one gonna be a special one right here. That's why.
You know what? And I believe you on that. Introduce yourself to our viewers and listeners. Wait again a minute.
How you doing, man? I'm comedian Skeeta G, man, from Portsmouth, Virginia, man. Just out here, just trying to make people laugh.
Okay, not from Portsmouth though.
Yeah, born and raised in Portsmouth, but raised in Northern Suffolk and Chesapeake. I've been all over the 7 cities.
Okay, because normally like we kind of scatter the Portsmouth people. So when people tell us, had I known ahead of time, I would make sure that we had security in here because I don't really, play with Portsmouth like that. I'm literally legit scared of y'all.
No, we don't do that. We doing better. We got a Walmart now. We good now, and we got a casino.
That makes it even worse. My God. So let's hop right on into it. I ain't even gonna hold you long. So I want to ask you a couple of questions, and I'll be honest with you. Like I don't know what I'm gonna ask, but I'm sure you'll be able to roll with it, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Cool. So okay, so I know you said that you're a comedian. So how did you get into being a comedian? Like, first, what made you get into want to be a comedian, and then how did you get into it?
Believe it or not, man, I never thought about being a comedian ever during childhood. I just knew when I was in high school and elementary school, I was always the funniest person around, just like joking on people on the school bus. But in 2009, one of my friends, Lavion Brandon, she told me about a guy named Monty Rogers was doing a comedy show over there called Laugh Out Loud Sundays over there in Jillian's at the waterside.
Okay.
So she's like, yeah, I'm going to give you his phone number and you can talk to him about doing comedy. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't even got no jokes for stage. But, I got on the phone with Monty. He's my mentor still. He's from Charlotte, North Carolina, and he's an NSU graduate.
Okay.
2009, I went to Laugh Out Loud Sunday. I, had everybody that I grew up with come to the show. I had about 40, 50 people. Got on stage and fell in love with it. I had no set. I just was just talking off the dome. Like, I still do that style of comedy now. I just think that style of my style of comedy then made me who I am now because I don't write material. I just go off the cuff and it just works for me. So, yeah, 2009.
Wow. So obviously she saw something in you then. It was something that was going on that she, even want to connect you with him. So what she knew that you were kind of funny or something?
Just everybody knew I was funny. In high school, people liked to be around me. Like I made everybody laugh, white, black, Chinese. It's just my personality. But she saw something that I never thought I would do. And I always thank her about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful for her to introduce me to comedy. Now I've been doing it for 15 years now.
Oh wow! So you pretty much a vet now, huh?
Yeah, I've been in the game a long time.
Wow. Okay, so I heard you say that your style is basically off the dome. So like when you around people, is that where you get inspiration from? Like, just like around your regular friends or work or something like that, and you be like, oh, okay, like this dude a clown. Let me, I can add him to my material.
Yeah, like usually when I do a show, I do crowd work and I do jokes or just stuff that I know that's gonna be funny, like what's current events or what's on the news or what's going around. But I think my style of comedy makes people gravitate to me more because I bring the audience into the show.
Okay.
But I joke on people saying they look like somebody or what they got on, but I don't hurt their feelings. I do it enough that they'll be like, oh, that was funny, and they'll remember about it. A lot of times when I see people, they don't remember my stage name. They always think it's Skinny or Skeeta or Skeeter. I'm like, it's Skeeter, but they're like, oh, yeah, you talking about
Skinny.
Yeah. I'm in Planet Fitness now, getting it in. Don't get it twisted. Don't let this jacket fool y'all. I'm hiding something under here, but look. But, yeah, but they'll remember a joke I said about them. Like, oh, yeah, I remember you talking about my girlfriend's hair that day. But, yeah, I just have fun. When I do stand-up, I just have fun with it.
Right. That's actually good to know. So so you said crowd work. So crowd work is when you get the crowd into it. Explain to us what crowd work is.
Crowd work is pretty much like asking the audience member a question or just picking with them. A lot of the comedians now you see are doing that now that's been going viral. Like my man Matt Rife, white guy comedian. He went viral on TikTok. And most of his stand-up is just doing crowd work. He's not even really telling no joke. He's just interacting with the crowd.
This one, the white gay guy?
No, he ain't gay.
Oh, okay.
White boy, he's from Ohio.
Okay.
If you look him up, his name is Matt Rife. He's big right now. I actually met Matt Rife when he was 16 years old. Me and Angus Black did a show in Ohio at the Funny Bone. So he's real big. Everybody know who he is. He's like the #1 comedian. He has 2 Netflix specials, I think, right now. Or maybe 3. Don't quote me on it, but yeah. And Nate Jackson's another comedian that does crowd work now. It's a new style. It's not a new style of comedy, but it's making people want to come to the show because they feel like they're being entertained and involved in the show at the same time.
Right. But now, I hear you. So, but sometimes, like, we're in the era now where people are hella sensitive. Like, they don't want, if you say something to them, then they want to get violent. You know what I'm saying? So how does that go off? You know, like, have you had a situation where you did the crowd work and then the person took it and they were offended?
No, because I know where to stop it and start it. I'll look at the person and read them. So I usually, when I'm at a comedy show, I'll sit by the door, watch everybody come in. I watch their mannerism and how they carry themselves. Certain people I won't mess with because I just know they're not in that mood. But the people I do deal with in the crowd, I don't go hard on them. I do it enough that they'll feel like it's funny, and then I get off them. But I give everybody the work. I don't just pick on one person and make them feel singled out.
Oh, so you get everybody the business.
Yeah, the front rows, Gatling gun. Come here. Come on over here.
Gracious. So have you ever been booed before? And if so, like, what was how did you feel during that time?
I've never been booed, but I've been heckled by a comedian, not a comedian, but somebody saying something in the audience I couldn't even see him, but I burned him up. And then at the end of the show, he wanted to give me some weed and like, man, you funny, man. But I didn't even know what he looked like. I was just joking him just off the cuff. But I ain't never been booed. Knock on wood.
Right, yeah. Well, that ain't wood. Okay.
What plaster. Knock on plaster. This porcelain, I don't know. This might got some lead or something.
You know what? It may. Think about this new age of comedy now where, what I mean by that is social media. Like, you have a lot of people now, they get on social media and then they're making like all of this money. They're appearing here and there. And do you think that it's a difference from being on the book or, TikTok or whatever versus being in stand-up?
Yes, I think it's a difference because social media funny is totally different than stage funny. You can make a 60-second video and edit it, chop it up, and it may work on social media. But when you take those jokes to stage and people are actually watching you without no editing,
right,
then it's a hard time because some of the people are getting booked to be headliners. They got to do 45 minutes to an hour.
That's a long time. And
then if you ain't up there with number 60-second worth of jokes, what are you supposed to do? So I don't hate on them or not mad about it. I just know that social media is the way to get in the door faster than it was just traveling around and just being a word of mouth. So a lot of the internet guys are winning. They're getting paid. A lot of them getting, like Country Wayne, he's getting paid. DC Young Fly. The most talented person I've seen come from the internet to me so far is DC Young Fly because he can sing, he can rap.
Yeah, he's multifaceted.
And he's multitasking. He's almost like the Jamie Foxx.
Right,
I'm not going to say he's Jamie Foxx, but he's saying he's multi-talented. So I like his style, and I think he took it more serious than some of the other internet comedians.
Right.
He's more, 85 South show. Shout out to Carlos Miller. You know what I'm saying? So
he's definitely, I agree with you on that. He's definitely, you could tell he definitely takes it serious, but he also attributes that to Carlos as well, because he was like, Carlos was like telling him like, no, you need to really hone in on this because this is gonna be what you need right here. Exactly. So I think by him being mentored by him or whatever you want to call it, I think that helped him see, a little further down the road, and then too, even though he's young. He's because his dad, is hella old, so he has that old spirit in him.
Yes, he does.
You know what I'm saying? So
and he's very wise, and the way he speaks, people portray him as like a street thug, but he's far from it. I think that's just the image he may portray. He may be, but I think he's smarter than what people think. That's why he's still around.
Right.
And when he speaks from the Bible. I don't go to church like that, but I know he was raised around some good folks.
Yeah.
Not saying I wasn't raised around some good folks, but he was raised with the Bible.
Yeah. So, what are some of the challenges that you've had as far as being, getting into comedy?
Just being booked as headliners in comedy venues, because nowadays they look for the first thing they ask you, how many followers you got, where have you headlined at. They don't even care how long you've been doing comedy no more. If your Instagram or your Facebook or your TikTok don't have no numbers on it, it's very hard to get in these comedy clubs, unless you're knowing the owner or a manager or somebody in the industry that knows you personally. They get you in the door. But right now, if you ain't got no social media that's popping, it's hard for guys like us to get in there.
Yeah, I agree, and I think now, and even like that can be within any industry though, because because like even with us, like with doing the pods, it's like first thing people want to see is your analytics. They want to see what your following is. So, and normally when I hit people up, I give them what I'm saying, like 90 days worth of whatever, or the 30 days, just depends on, if I have it readily available. But they do want to see what your following is. But people buying stuff all the time now, so it's like, that's not really authentic either. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like people out here really live buying views, and I can't understand it for the life of me. Yes, it looks good, but it's not pushing your algorithm. It's not getting you booked like talking about it, because it isn't adding up. You know what I'm saying? When you I look at some people's page, and I'm like, okay, you got, let's say 10,000 people, but your engagement is like less than 1%. That don't even mix.
Yeah, they're bots. Because if you got 20,000 followers and 2 likes on your post,
it don't
make no sense. Like,
it don't.
Why do you have 20,000? Nobody's even commenting or liking any of your content.
Absolutely, it's crazy. But yeah, people they do look to see what type of influence you have or following that you have. So being that what do you do in your regular life, like your day-to-day life, 9 to 5?
Just being a father.
Oh wow. So how was being a father in you a full-time dad?
Yeah, full-time dad.
Oh, let's get into that. Okay, full-time dad of a
12-year-old daughter.
Okay, so how long you been a full-time father?
Most of her life, but recently it's been about the past 5 years, 6 years she's been with me.
Okay. So being that you are a dad, how is that parenting a little girl?
It's different. The crazy thing, when I first had her, I wanted a little boy because I wanted to name him after me. But having a little girl has changed my view on life, like viewing a women or how to treat a woman and how to make sure that my daughter is not ever going to be played by a man. So I'm pretty much grooming her to be top notch. But it's hard because she goes through her normal life cycles or stuff like women go through, and I just seen her go from being a little kid playing with toys to now makeup and
right.
being on her her cycle. And it's just mind blowing. You know what I'm saying? But I love being a dad. I love her with everything I got in me. She's like the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. She slowed me down in a good way.
Oh wow. Yeah, because I seen that that you guys were doing some skits and stuff before too.
Oh yeah, she it just be off the cuff too, cause she comes to my room all the time while I'm in there trying to relax or lay down, and she just be in there trying to talk. I let her talk because kids want to talk to their dad, but
right.
I started filming her because she just be saying stuff, and it just be funny.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm just going ahead and post it. But I think if me and my daughter did more stuff on social media, I think I'd be out of here. Cause
yeah, you would.
Because a lot of people seen her grow up. Because I've been posting her since she was a little girl. So they've been watching her. And
right.
she has the same sense of humor I do. So it's just like the yin to the yang to me.
So have you ever talked to her about it, though? Because, because the reason why I say that, because we see that a lot. We see a lot of family engagement, a lot of family social media stuff now on social media. Like they're really actually out here making money. And memories, too. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Memories, too. But they're really, some people are really out here really getting it as a family.
Yeah, they are.
So have you ever talked to her about that?
I ain't never talked to her. I think she already knows. I didn't want to force it on her. So when I do it, it just be like I'm playing around with it. I don't want her to be like, oh, hey, every time I go in the room, he filming me. So it just be off the cuff. So I don't want to force her to do something she don't want to do. But she knows I do comedy. She tells all her friends. She knows that, she likes it. So she even edits some of my videos sometimes. She be like, Daddy, you don't know what you're doing. You need to get your iPhone because I'm an Android.
Ain't no way. Well, no wonder you just now getting in here then, because you sitting over there with a daggone Android.
Hey,
you shouldn't even have no phone.
Hey, when you 43 years old, you don't care about nothing but that Cash App or that PayPal and checking my bank account. I don't care about none of that.
And you know what? You're absolutely right, because I just got an iPhone about a couple of years ago, and I'm older than you, so you are definitely right. Now it's just about having a phone, being able to access my emails and text.
True,
and pretty much that's pretty much it. So I get it. So okay, now you're a single dad of a young of a preteen. Now you are so how is your dating life like with being a single dad?
Dating is just dating right now. It just, if they come, they come. If they go, they go. But I don't look. I'm not looking for anything serious. It's not going to be serious about me and my daughter as a package. So if they're not coming into my life trying to help or help me raise my daughter, I'm not even really checking for nobody like that.
Maybe a deal breaker.
Deal breaker, something that I don't like. Just coming into the relationship with a negative attitude or thinking that I'm supposed to save them from whatever they came from.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's a big turn off. That's a red flag when you come in there complaining about your ex, and that ain't something I ain't had nothing to do with.
Right.
If you're gonna come in my life, come in there fresh, start. If we do talk about past relationships, just talk about stuff that made you not want to be with him to make our relationship better.
Right.
So I can work on something that you may not like, or I may do the same thing he does. But if you talk to me, let me know. Because a lot of men are the same. Some do the same, but I don't like the red flags when they come into the door.
Oh, so you already know that's a red flag coming to the door. Swinging, talking about old stuff.
Yes, that's
like you got to go.
I don't even know your birthday. You talking about what this man done did to you. I ain't got time for that. I know more about him than you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's absolutely true. So now, how does your daughter feel like about you? I know you said that you're not actually involved with somebody right now, but how does she feel? Like, is she able to is she one of the kids that tell you like, nah, Dad, like I don't like her, or do you bring girls around?
That's a good question, and that's a very good question because I only probably brought maybe one or two girls around her whole entire life.
Okay.
She don't never see anybody, and I didn't want her to think my daddy a whore when she get older. When she start dating, like, yeah, all these women coming here, but she don't never see nobody.
Okay.
That's one thing I never. If somebody come to my house, she either sleep or not even there. I just didn't want her to have that image of her dad bringing a whole bunch of women in the house, in and out the house.
That's good. That's real good. And I'll be honest, unexpected, because being in the field that you're in, it's entertainment. So, and we all know what comes with entertainment. It's like a revolving door. You know what I'm saying? And then people just drop stuff at it. Drop of a dime. True. You know what I'm saying? So that's very very good. I applaud you for that. Like. What's up, family? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of WAGM Minute Podcast. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Hit that notification button as well, so when we drop a new episode, you'll be first to know. Stay tuned to all things WAGM Minute. Do you ever use situations that happen to you on stage? Because I'm gonna tell you, like me, if I was a comedian, right, just off the top, and I'm really not. If I was a comedian or even a preacher, I would probably be one of those who would preach or do comedy off of what just happened. Are you one of those type of people?
Yeah, like I said, like most of my comedy is just not all over the place. You'll never see the same show from me.
Okay.
So my shows are always surprised, like they ain't never, but I have had shows that I talked about experiences with my parents or my mom or stuff I had happen to my life. I don't do it often, but I think I need to start doing it because some of the stories are actually funny when people sit there and listen to you. Like, right. I got stories for days of how my mom used to beat us. Not abusive beating. I'm talking about handling business like some parents need to be doing nowadays. But I ain't never I ain't never beat my daughter before. I ain't never popped her once because she's a little girl. But yeah, I got stories for days. My uncle, one of my uncles that likes to drink, my Uncle Herman Lee, shout out to him. I just got stories that I need to start saying on stage because I think people will be like, oh, he got more than just, freestyling and messing with all. He got actually stories that we can laugh and relate to.
Right. Yeah.
But I do have some stuff though.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's one of the things too, especially like now, everybody wants to be able to relate. You know what I'm saying? And it comes off a little, a little bit. Especially like you say, your Uncle Herman Lee, because I'm sitting there thinking like, no, I don't have no Uncle Herman Lee, but I got a couple uncles with them old names, and they was getting down too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it brings you back. You know what I'm saying? So
you can be like, oh, he's human. Like he has his life is not regular. I mean, not saying it's not regular, but he lived the same way I did, just a different. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because everybody judged me off like, oh, he got it together. Like he ain't never had no ups or downs. I had some ups and downs. I can tell you that. There been days like, well, when his mortgage payment coming at, what his light bill coming at, what his water bill coming, you know what I mean? Normal life stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So stay right there. So how do you, when life is life and like, how do you get yourself together and be able to push forward?
The stage.
Okay.
The stage is where I go there. It's like going to church. The stage is where I go get my mind together and just not think about what's going on in my life. I go out there and make people laugh. And when I feel like the people are laughing and I'm bringing joy to them, it brings joy back into my soul just being on stage.
Wow. That's good. So now let me ask you this. In the industry, who actually motivates you?
A lot of comedians. I'm gonna shout out some comedians in the area that motivate me. My man Scrap Dooley from Newport News, Angus Black, Patrick Williams, Gary Mitchell, my girl Shannon Parker. It's a lot of, they motivate me just watching them still trying to climb the ladder like I'm climbing. So we always talk to each other on the phone, motivating each other to be better than what we are. Because sometimes as a comedian, you get stuck on just doing certain things instead of jumping outside the box and doing something different. That's why it keeps you in the same box when you don't venture off. Like I was saying, social media, I need to build my social media up. I need to venture off and stop trying to go the old way and just go the new wave. And then, because I'm still funny, but I just need to just get into what everybody's doing.
Right, a new lane.
Yeah, there you go. Right. Exactly. Okay. I'm in the HOV lane right now. Solo dolo.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with that. So, okay, 47. I call our new president 47. So, how do you feel about some of the things that he's doing since he's been in office? I.e., he's trying to cut back on food stamps, right? He's not saying like he's going to cut food stamps. He's saying, if we have this program, it needs to be some type of stipulations on it. Like far as you're not going to be on it forever, which I agree. But I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about it?
The crazy thing, when he first got in office the first time, I didn't even pay him no mind because I just kept living, right? But then this second time him being in, it scares me because he's destroying a lot of people's lives that don't need to be destroyed. Now, the food stamp thing, I get it. Section 8, I get it. There's some people that do take advantage of Section 8, and there's some people that actually really do need it. Now, being on Section 8 for 15 to 20 years, that is a long time because I've seen a lot of people get themselves together. I got friends that went to prison that did 13, 14 years and come home driving trucks and got their life together.
Right, that's
you know
right.
What I'm saying? So it can be done.
Yeah, it can.
But the food stamp thing is sad to see that happen. Like the federal workers losing their job. That's sad.
That's crazy.
And this Elon Musk, I didn't even know who he was until he came around. And him controlling what Trump's doing in the office is crazy to me. Like I never seen a civilian come into the White House and just make decisions for our country.
Yeah, this is exactly what I do because he's like Elon is basically, the way I look at him is he's the unofficial president.
Yeah.
Like he bought him, and he's pretty much wreaking havoc, like through everything.
Yeah. It's just like, to me, I'm just thinking, Trump gonna be here. We all don't, it's a time that, the man gonna, so I just wait, see what's gonna happen. So I say as anybody that's going through anything with him being in office, it ain't gonna last forever. You just gotta make sure you're saving your money. taking care of your family, and just doing what you need to do to survive, because we're in survival mode right now. It's almost like we went back to slavery with rights. You know what I'm
History
saying?
repeating itself.
Yeah, and I see a lot of, I'm not racist. I got white friends, black friends, Chinese, all that, but I seen a lot of white people crying now that wish they didn't vote for him in the office. And he's giving everybody have it.
Yeah, because, you know, a lot of people be like, you know, he's racist, which I don't think he's racist. He's just he's just for him and for who, you know, whoever's in his scope. That's just it. Everybody else is outsiders.
I'm not gonna say he's racist, but I know he doesn't have the love for a lot of people. But what he did was he used racism to get votes,
Smart.
and he
Smart.
tricked
Yeah.
people. That's all he did. He tricked them people to get them in, and now they over there like they're losing their farms, they're losing everything. So I was like,
Yep.
he played chess with everybody.
He did.
And he got back in there. I didn't think he was gonna get back in there, but he got back in there.
I knew it. I knew it because I said if we, far as a culture as blacks, don't get out and vote, if we are gonna hold our votes, we're gonna be doomed. And that's the thing I think that we don't get. They think that we can sit on our hands and things are gonna change. No, it's not.
Not.
No, I know you may not personally like, you know what I'm saying, Kamala, you know, some people didn't want a woman in office, whatever it was. The thing was, is either her or him. It's no in between.
Mm-hmm.
So if I know that either way it can go, I'm like, well, shoot, at least we know with him, he's been there before.
Yep. And we know what he was going to do.
We already know what he's capable of. Like, he's going to tell you every day, oh, no, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. He's going to do X, Y, and Z. Versus with a politician, they're going to tell you, oh, no, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And they go do F. You know what I'm saying? So in some respect, I can respect him a little more because he's going to tell you what it is.
Yeah, he's about the action. He's the term stand on business. Trump stands on business. Whatever he say he gonna do. You know, some people say something like he ain't gonna do it. He does it. The next 3, 4, 5 days, it happens.
Yeah, it does, and he does it quickly too.
Quickly,
like,
it's like
he think about it, be like, oh, okay, boom.
They already signed it off. It's in the email route, and you checking your mailbox like, dang.
Yep, and then the emails coming out incomplete, like inconsistent. Like,
he ain't even signing. He just stamping them janks.
Like, absolutely.
But I felt if we would have got a woman president, it would have been a good thing for our culture, us as black, and just for the women too. Because I would have, having a daughter, she could see that she can reach some stars. It would have been beautiful just to have her in there. Just
right.
Even if she wouldn't have made it any better than what's going on now, it just would have been something that we've been waiting for, that we needed to happen. Like when we had Obama coming to office as the first black president, we waited for years. Some of our great-grandparents got to see that.
What is it that people don't know about you? And also, in addition to that, what is a misconception that somebody may have of Skeeta G?
The first thing, sometimes people don't know that I'm really my age I am. A lot of people think I'm younger than what I look. I'm like, I'm 43. They think I'm younger than that. That's one of the things I get a lot. Now, you're not no 43 years old. I said, yeah, I was born in 1981. And then another thing, people just think that when they see me, sometimes I'm just kind of quiet. Like, they don't know I'm a comedian sometimes when I'm around, because I just be in the cut, minding my business. A lot of people it shocks them, especially at a show. They'll see me sitting around, no smile, and just sitting there chilling. Then when I get on stage, I'm like, we didn't even know you was a comedian. You was sitting over there so quiet.
So you got like an alter ego?
Yeah, it's like it tricks them.
Oh, wow.
It's like, oh, he funny, he quiet. But I cut up when I want to cut up around people, but sometimes, most of the time, I'm chill, just laid back. Yeah.
In the next 5 years, where do you see yourself?
The next 5 years, I hope I see myself on a tour, like a big tour, my own tour, and have my friends in Virginia that started comedy with me on tour with me. That's my goal I want. Because I'm one of them neighborhood type of guys. I'm one of them guys that when I make it, the guys that was with me on the phone with me, the nights that I ain't get paid or nights that I ain't get booked or just talking, I want them people to come with me. Because a lot of people make it from Virginia and don't come back for their folks.
Right.
That's a sad world we live in, but everybody's not programmed the same, though.
That's absolutely true. So, but do you think like sometimes that's one of the things that hold us back too, though, because like we feel like if we make it, we got to bring the whole city with us or the whole our whole clique with us. But I think like sometimes that's one of the weight that we actually put on ourselves because sometimes people aren't ready to go.
True. I feel like if you give them the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
and they drop the ball, that's on them.
Right. Okay.
You
Gotcha.
all you can say is you gave them an opportunity to do what they needed to do. After that, you just gotta just be like, hey, I gave you a chance to come meet some of these people, and you ain't show out and show out.
Right.
At least give the person the opportunity to try to get where you at. My
Mm-hmm.
thing is when trees stop growing, then the money stop coming. As long as trees are growing, money's gonna be everywhere, so everybody can eat.
Mm-hmm.
I never been selfish when it came to comedy or people getting paid because I want everybody to take care of their family like I'm taking care of mine. So
Right.
if I made it, I want to see everybody in Virginia shine. Cause I'm from Virginia. We got a lot of superstars from here,
Yeah.
and it ain't a lot of comedians that really made it out of here. It's a couple, Coco Brown, Wanda Sykes is originally from here.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Farrell. Um, it's not many.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you hope? Like, what are one of the things that's going on with comedy that you hope, like, over time, it actually changes for the better?
I just hope that they start booking comedians that's not social media uh, comedians and start actually bringing talent, real talent, back into the stage. Then I wish they'll start having like more like televised competitions of comedians going against each other, seeing comedians that nobody never seen before, like
Mm-hmm.
televised. Like Bill Bellamy had jokes, that was one of them. Stuff that people can actually see, like how the Apollo was,
Right. Right.
because it's hard to get any acknowledgement or be reached unless your social media or your TikTok is
Mm-hmm.
out there.
Yeah. Wow. What would you say to someone who they want to become a comedian, but they're kind of uncertain as to where to get started, and then once they get started, they feel like they feel overwhelmed. What would you say to them to encourage them?
As a young comedian in the game, you starting off, uh, come with the material, come with a game plan, and come ready to get on stage. Leave all your fears behind. Come on stage with all your confidence and tap in with what's going on. Like, social media is a big thing right now. So if you're going to come in the game, at least have your material and your social media up. So when you do hit the stage, nobody can stop you because you got the following and you funny.
Right. So we often hear that you know um, the industry, no matter what industry you in, is oversaturated. Do you think the same thing about comedy?
Yeah, it's getting saturated with a whole bunch of internet comedians. Not hating on them because they
Mm-hmm.
found their avenue and their lane, but you can't. The young generation can't even name any comedians that's been in the game. They just name an internet comedian.
Okay.
Like our era, we said Eddie Murphy,
Right.
Red Fox, Charlie Murphy, Tommy Davidson, Mike Epps, Martin
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence, Jamie Foxx. Now they're just saying internet comedians now.
Right. And if they don't know anybody unless they like huge up there, they may say Kevin Hart because like everybody
Because
knows
everybody
him.
knows Kevin Hart,
Mhm.
everybody knows Mike Epps, everybody knows Michael Blackson, but any
Mhm.
other comedians that's been on fire, they
Yeah.
don't know them because their social media is not like that. Unless they
Mhm.
put on a show with the social media guys, and then they say, "Oh, who's this guy?"
Right.
It's like the internet people are controlling the shows now. They're
Mhm.
just putting big names on it so they can make sure it's going to be funny,
Big ticket item.
but still have the internet keeping people on there so
Mhm.
they can fill the seats up.
Right.
If you look at the tours, you don't see. I mean, you see some with the
Mhm.
OGs on it, with maybe five of them, because they got a following that maybe people still respect
Right.
in
Yeah.
their peer group. But the
Mhm.
younger generation, they're not going to those shows.
Yeah. You know what? You may be that may be true. That may be true because I just seen at the Funny Bone. I saw that some more in them's coming, and I like her.
Yeah, smart.
So, but she's but I'm the age peer group too though.
We respect her.
Mhm.
She's a queen of comedy. You know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
gonna go see her, our peer group, but
Yeah.
nobody 19 or 21
Nah, they
is
ain't going.
going there.
Mm-mm. Absolutely
Just
not.
stay positive. Whatever you're doing in life, just go hard with it. Don't stop. Keep dreaming, cause dreams do come true. I know this 15 years I've been putting in this comedy game is gonna come to full service one day, and if it don't, at least show my daughter that my dad was trying to do something he loved to do, And if she decide to do something, I'm a supporter, and she's going to grind because she said my dad never gave up. And, you know, you just got to just put that seed on your peoples and people around you, because the crazy thing, I motivate a lot of people that I grew up with. I get inboxes all the time about, man, we see what you're doing. We knew this was going to happen for you. Before I even started doing comedy, like, we're rooting for you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't never come to the shows, but they
Right.
but they motivate me just to see the long post. Like, they don't be no short message. They be 3 or
Right.
4 paragraphs with periods and commas and everything,
Mm-hmm.
telling how I motivate them. So if this is what God put me on earth to do, to motivate people and keep laughter and on people's spirits and their heart, I'm cool with that. But I would say, if I don't make it to that level, I will one day own a comedy club in Virginia, and it will be the biggest comedy club ever to be in a black owned business.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna keep grinding to it. I can't grind no more.
That's good. But have you ever thought about when they're inboxing you and they're saying that you're motivating them, they're actually empowering you at the same time too?
Yeah, because they're making my purpose be known.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you could be doing comedy like, man, this don't ain't working out like I want to. It's been 1,000 times that I wanted to quit and just be like,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. I just be that funny guy around the way. But when people inbox you, they take their time to inbox you, not asking you for nothing, just
Right.
telling you how maybe my post might have made their day, or that video I shared made their day. It makes you just want to just keep going.
Keep going.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how can people find you?
Oh, you can find me on eHarmony and Kristen Mingle. Nah, just joking. You can find me on my Cash App. Nah, you can find me on Facebook. It's Skeeta G Griffin, and I'm on Instagram, Skeeta G 23, and on YouTube, Skeeta G, same spelling, SKEETAG. And then one thing before I go, I do a monthly show every fourth Friday over there at the Canvas in Hampton, Virginia. Man, my next show will be March the 28th. So check that out every fourth Friday of the month. The first 2 shows I did there were sold out, 100 people. It was standing room, so people are supporting it. But if y'all want to come out and get your laugh, most of these people are local, and some people that you might have seen on TV or seen at the Funny Bone. I'm trying to just build the venue up until I can get enough following to actually open up my club that I know people are going to come have a good time. So just keep supporting live comedy, man. Everybody stay blessed out there. And I will tell you this, if you can't pay your bills and your money ain't right, leave it in the mailbox. I guarantee they will turn back to sender.
My next to last question before we go is who are some of the people that you actually did comedy with, like far as big names?
Oh, right now, I'd open up for a lot of comedians, but the one I would shout out right now that's really been inspiring me and staying on my team and making sure I get stage time and motivate me is the legendary Bill Bellamy. Shout out to Bill Bellamy, man. He's been one of the guys, anytime I inbox him about stage time, he has never told me no. He makes sure he gives me points and tell me what I need to do or what I need to work on. But if y'all ain't following Bill Bellamy, everybody knows Bill Bellamy, man. He's a good dude. He has a good heart, and he believes in comedians. So shout out to Bill.
That's good. So we always ask our guests when they come away to get a minute how their time has been. So you're up next. How has your time been this afternoon?
It's been great. Sometimes you need to talk to people that you ain't never really talked to before and let them know where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I had a good time here. I need y'all to support this. Y'all need to support Black. I need y'all to support podcasts. Anybody that's trying to do something, just support it. It don't take no time to come in here and sit down and bless somebody with your presence and just to get there. You know what I'm saying? We all need to just, as Virginia, we need to come together. The same way how they do in Atlanta,
That's
we
right.
need to have the same energy. Because most of the people from Atlanta, they don't need to be from there, and they support.
They do.
And we come from a city where people try to be us all the time, even though we're in the middle of everything. But 7 cities, 757, we on the map. We got more athletes, more producers, more everything come from the state of Virginia. So we need to keep growing it and keep supporting.
That's it. So with that being said, stay tuned to All Things Wait Again Minute. Good night.